Hello lovers, welcome to the Butterfly Effect podcast hosted by myself, Lauren Amy. This is for those who are ready to take up space, who are living a soft life loudly and are ready to savor the sweetness in each moment. Here we're going to embrace transformation, the beauty of the in-between and the magic of becoming. So pull up a seat and listen in because life is delicious and it's about goddamn time we eat it up. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, my honeys. Welcome back to the Butterfly Effect podcast. Now, not to state the obvious, but it's a bit fucking warm, innit? Oh my God, I'm literally, full disclosure, I'm lying on my office floor because for some reason I decided this would be the coolest place to be. On my beanbag. So sorry if you hear some rustling. That's just me shifting around on this beanbag. I don't know why I've decided to be here, and I don't know why I decided this would be the place to record this podcast, but it is. So let's go with that then, shall we? But yes, it's warm. I don't know about you guys, but I'm somewhere between like sun worshipper and then like whatever the opposite of that is, like hiding away from the sun. Like I love when it's warm. I love when the sun is vibrant. I love it. Okay. But for some reason in the UK, I'm just like, like I don't want to do anything in this. I just want to be submerged in a body of water. Like I'm meant to be teaching at the boathouse this evening. I say meant to be, I will be teaching at the boathouse this evening. And all I can think about is just running and jumping off one of the jetties and just bombing it into that lake. Like I'm like fantasizing about it right now, to be honest. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not sure whether I'm actually allowed, but I mean, even if I do it and if they tell me off, then my mission would have been accomplished. You know, I would have submerged myself in some water and then I'll be happy. So even if they tell me to get out, I'm like, well, sure, fine. Is that really bad of me? I don't know. We'll see. But what about you guys? Are you sun worshippers or do you tend to hide away? What's the vibe? I really feel like it's always a bit of a mix. The heat just has a real way of like fatiguing us, doesn't it? Like we're quick to tire. I've had to do so many yoga nidras recently, just in the afternoon where I feel like I'm hitting a real slump, a real wall. I'm like, okay, 20-minute yoga nidra, let's go. Also, if you have never done a yoga nidra, you need to get on that hype. And actually, this episode might become a little bit of a yoga nidra, to be honest. I was thinking about what I wanted to record for this episode, and I'm thinking, you know, we're now in July, which is madness. We are halfway through the year, and we have just had the peak of summer, the summer solstice. So I was thinking this episode could be like a little check-in for this halfway point in the year, and then also kind of an intention setting practice. So you could listen to this episode, I'm thinking, like, even if you're driving, even if you're out on a walk, like it's not going to be a full yoga nidra, it's not going to be a full meditation or visualization, but there are going to be some words of encouragement. I'm hoping. I always say this. I have actually no idea what's going to come out of my mouth in the next, 15, 20 minutes, however this ends up being. But yeah, I'm hoping there's going to be some gentle words of encouragement, maybe some words of reassurance, maybe even some words of empowerment to embrace the summer. Because we all know summer goes faster than we think. And then also shaping up or having this vision of what we'd like the next 6 months to look like. If you've practiced with me in person recently, you'll know I would have talked about this a little bit. And actually, June's Calm Collective was all about embracing soft girl summer. I'm currently doing a little summer series on TikTok called the Soft Girl Summer series. And it's just ways in which you can embrace this time in a soft way, okay? Sometimes when summer rolls around, again, there's this vibrancy in the air, there's this rush, okay? There's this rush to try new things, to do all the things, to go to all the festivals, all the events, to get outside as much as possible, to be seen doing things, to be seen having the best summer ever. When actually we can take our time a bit more, you know, we can actually savor the summer while, rather than rushing around and doing everything imaginable, okay? We can take our time. So soft girl summer is where it's at, Okay. And yeah, I spoke about this quite a bit during June's Calm Collective. And I think that's what planted the little seed in my brain to maybe bring this to the podcast. And also, it's going to come to the Patreon as well. So this Soft Girl Summer series that I'm running on TikTok is also going to make its way to Patreon, where there's going to be maybe like a 7-day, I don't want to say challenge. I don't like saying the word challenge. Yes, some challenge is good, but it's going to be a joyous time. It's not going to make you work hard. It's actually just going to encourage you to take that time out for you, maybe think in a slightly different way, maybe act in a slightly different way, and maybe shift your perspective around summer, okay? So yeah, if you want to join me over on Patreon, then you know where to go. The link is in this episode description. Yeah, come join me over there. I'm getting into the swing of things of releasing a new practice each week, and I'm slowly defining that space and what I'd like it to look like, and most importantly, what I'd like it to feel like. I want it to feel like, you know, this virtual home, this safe space that you can log on to whenever you perhaps need that little bit of reassurance, whenever you need that little reminder, whenever you perhaps need a little bit of time just to process, or maybe time to actually escape things a little bit. That I want it to be that safe space. I did a little poll recently with my existing members about what people would like to see. And that's always great to do, you know, as much as I can continuously pump out content on all these various platforms, on TikTok, on Instagram, on the podcast, on Patreon. It's actually really nice to get some feedback, like, actually, what do people need? You know, what do you want to hear from me? So I did that on Patreon, and actually it seems like people enjoy the embodied movement, the free movement, you know, which is obviously what I'm all about. So actually it just gives me permission to just dive into that even more. So I think there's going to be a lot of that coming to Patreon very soon. I've got a few words kind of buzzing in my brain right now, like move like you love yourself. I said that a little bit in class yesterday, and it felt really good to say, and then felt really good to then do. So yeah, I think that's going to be my next practice up on Patreon, maybe to kickstart the Soft Girl Summer series that's going to be on there as well. So yeah, join me on Patreon. It's a great space. I'm really proud of it, actually. And also I'm really proud of this podcast as well. I need to do more. I need to celebrate it more. I feel like I get into the swing of things, and then I lose my mojo a little bit. I lose motivation a little bit. And then, yeah, because it's just me doing this, I have to pick myself up again. I have to be like, okay, reconnect your why. This is why we do things, you know? So yes. So this episode in particular, Soft Girl Summer starts here. Okay. Yes, we've already had the summer solstice. Yes, summer has already started. So maybe it feels like we're coming into this a little bit late, but it doesn't matter. Okay. You start whenever feels good. Even if you're listening to this in August, or even if you're listening to this in September when we're shifting into autumn, then okay, you can be a soft girl in autumn too. Really, this is all year round, but we're tailoring this to summer specifically. Okay. So if it's okay to do so, if you've got a little bit of space, if it's safe for you to do so, let's say if you're not driving, if you're maybe listening to this at home or on a walk, take a moment to just kind of like drop into your body, okay? Literally feel wherever your body is right now, okay? So for instance, for me, I'm literally sat on my office floor. I've actually got a pile of washing next to me that needs to be put away. I've got my desk to the other side of the room with some work that I probably need to be getting on with, but I'm choosing to do this instead. So wherever you are, notice the things around you. Okay, notice your current situation, your current surroundings. And yes, perhaps like me, you're noticing things that need to be done, especially if you are at home, maybe creating more of a to-do list. Okay, but for this moment, see those things, see that pile of washing, see the work piled up on the side, see the washing up by the sink, and actually just let it exist. Okay, actually just let it be there. Okay. And at the same time, let yourself just be there. Okay, be in this space, and maybe instead of actually noticing these things around you that perhaps need to be done, notice your favorite things in this space. Or as I say, if you're not at home right now, Notice the things around you that actually make this moment seem just a little bit more magical. So maybe there's some gorgeous greenery near you. I'm looking at my plants right now. So notice those shades of green. Notice those leaves unfurling. Perhaps notice flowers turning towards the sun. And maybe you too turn towards the sun. Maybe there's sunlight dappling into your space right now, dappling through the leaves, shining in through an open window. Perhaps through that open window, there's a soft breeze too. And maybe you feel that breeze just deliciously kissing against your skin. That welcoming freshness maybe. And what else can we see? Perhaps again, if you're inside in your cozy, safe space, maybe there's artwork on the walls, and maybe you remember the moment you picked out that artwork. And maybe there's a painting. I have a few paintings done for me by my friend. And actually, as I think of her now, a little smile comes across my face. And maybe it's the same for you too. Again, it doesn't have to be the exact same situation here, but these are just offerings, these are just suggestions, and actually utilize this time here as an offering. So what is this episode offering to you right now? A moment to ground, a moment to center, a moment to just be. And as you notice these things around you, notice how everything comes together, even the things that perhaps seem somewhat imperfect. Notice how everything is imperfectly perfect. Even, yes, that pile of washing on the side. Even, yes, that pile of work on your desk. Everything is exactly as it should be. Everything has unfolded over the past 6 months exactly as it should. And maybe take a moment to look back over the past 6 months. The things you have done, the things you have seen, witnessed, achieved, the challenges that you have moved through, the surprises that might have rocked you at first, but you continued, you stood tall. You rose above those challenges. You moved through or around any obstacle that was perhaps in your path. And after all, it all brought you here to this space right now. And perhaps with that, there's a moment of gratitude. And perhaps you kind of just feel your body soften. In fact, let your body soften. Give your body permission to soften. Maybe the skin across your forehead melts, your shoulders lower, your jaw unclenches. And perhaps notice the belly rise and fall. So after spending a little bit of time noticing our external world, everything that exists around us right now, notice your internal world. This beautiful realm that exists within each and every single one of you. And the beautiful thing is that only you get to experience this inner realm. Only you get to notice what's within you right now. Only you get to feel what it's like to be in your body, this vessel of yours, this vessel that allows you to experience a whole plethora of emotion, of sensation, of thoughts, of feeling. And sometimes, yeah, we like the body a little bit less. Maybe there's some thoughts that creep in that we like a little bit less. But celebrate your body for the incredible vessel it is after all. It brought you here now. And this vessel is going to carry you through these next 6 months, whatever they might bring. So again, just continue to drop in. And perhaps with that, you actually take a moment to notice your own breath. Notice its softness, its sweetness. Maybe each breath evokes a particular sensation, and maybe something in particular rises to the surface. And as it does so, does it come as a surprise, or maybe it feels like a familiar hello? Notice how your body responds to this attention. Again, responding with this gratitude, knowing that this body is finally being listened to. And perhaps the more we notice, the more we allow ourselves to feel, the more we kind of open ourselves up to receive new insight. And so again, just welcome in this soft simplicity, reminding you it's okay to pause, to savor, to indulge. So maybe go ahead and just take that big drink of breath in. And that big sigh out. Notice how good that felt. Feel the ripple effect that breath has, sending these waves of softness through every teeny tiny corner, pocket, compartment within you. And perhaps bringing you further and further into this place of serenity, tranquility. And perhaps let this moment right here, right now, be the beginning of your summer. This season of not rushing, but of basking. Of pleasure, presence, and play. Of choosing softness not as a weakness, but as a power. So perhaps as you begin to bask in this moment here, maybe imagine yourself basking in this sunlight. Maybe that literally is the case for you right now. Visualize this golden glow in the sky pouring down upon you, almost like this liquid gold. And notice how it feels as it lands upon your skin, how it shimmers, how it glistens. And then see that sun shine, that how it shines brightly, boldly, and unapologetically. After all, we've just moved through the time of the summer solstice, the sun at its highest point in the sky, the longest day, the peak of this light. And so again, let yourself bask in that lingering energy, not in this hurried way, but just glowing. Just like the sun, you are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to shine. And as you do so, you shine brightly. You shine boldly. You too shine unapologetically. You can allow yourself to be seen, to be celebrated. And let this be a moment just to honor all the versions of you that bloomed to get here. The growth, the healing, this quiet becoming all the while. Just feel this now, this simmering power, this glow glistening beneath your skin. How does that feel? Notice. Take it in. And perhaps again, there's that reminder to take that big drink of breath. That big sigh out, each releasing breath acting as an invitation to choose softness. And if it feels okay to do so, perhaps placing the hands to particular parts of the body. So if you're sat here right now, maybe placing the hands to the knees, to the thighs, maybe placing a hand to the heart space, to the belly, to the ribs, to the waist, wherever makes sense for you. And feel free to give the body just a comforting little squeeze. Don't be afraid to move skin around. Notice your folds, your edges, your curves. And send love to these folds. Breathe into the body. Let her take up space. Send love to this body of yours. Again, this vessel through which we get to explore and feel the world around us, whether that's breathing in perhaps fresh, salty sea air, or perhaps breathing in the scent of flowers blooming or freshly mown grass. Maybe tasting delicious fruits and sweet treats, however you'd like to treat yourself maybe. Or perhaps remind yourself of how we feel the love and appreciation from another through touch. Imagine what it's like to be hugged by a loved one maybe. And perhaps you can send yourself that same love, that same appreciation through your own touch here. And again, honor the sensations that arise and Perhaps sure, it maybe feels weird and strange. Or do you feel the body breathe that sigh of thanks and of gratitude again? And then just notice how much you have softened here. How much you have melted even into this moment. And again, this heat that's in the air right now is really inviting us to melt, to surrender. Maybe again. Take another big drink of breath in. And a big sigh out. And perhaps in a way we can let that fresh breath almost act as this wind beneath our wings. Maybe those wings are getting ready to unfurl, to expand, to take up space. So again, let that breath be the wind beneath your wings, the wind in your sails even. Let it carry you, let it lift you up high, reaching heights you once thought impossible. And perhaps also let it softly bring you back down to earth. Landing like a feather, that rise, that fall. Notice how that breath can invigorate you, can fan the flames of that fire within, igniting your passion, your drive, your courage. Let the breath reassure you. Perhaps also whispering these notes of love, gratitude, and again, appreciation. And all the while that breath just freely, effortlessly ebbs and flows, maybe even like the current of a river, inevitably carrying you safely to the sea where you are free to float, free to fall, wherever it takes you. Just allow yourself to experience it all. And perhaps opening ourselves up to the possibility and potential of this season. They're giving ourselves permission to seek out adventure, to try new things, to expand our horizons, to step out of our comfort zone maybe. But just before you do, just before you take that step towards whatever it is you're heading, whisper this silent thank you again to the version of you that kept going, even when it was hard, even when you perhaps wanted to quit, even when no one else saw your magic. See yourself now. See that magic and know that that's enough. That's enough for whatever these next 6 months might bring. So maybe we bring our awareness gently forwards a little bit. From this moment to this peak, what is it you'd like to cultivate over these next 6 months? What seeds are we planting, these seeds of intention? And that's entirely up to you after all. No one else can experience this in the same way you do. No one else is going to have the exact same thought processes as you do. So what lands within that beautiful, bright mind of yours right now? And sure, it might take a little bit of time for the words to land, the words to arrive, but trust me, they will. And again, there's no rush. This isn't coming from any pressure or expectation, but again, it comes from intention. So just gently ask yourself, what is it that you are calling in for the rest of the year? What is it you want to feel more of? What is it you want to honor in yourself? And perhaps every so often the answers float to the surface, but again, no forcing, no fixing, just noticing. Maybe they arrive not as words, but maybe as colors, as sensation, maybe even as memories, as symbols. However they land, let them land. Softly in your heart space, maybe. And you might speak them silently. You might hold these images, these words in the stillness. You might even write them down a little bit later on. but let it all settle. Know that there's nothing to prove here, nothing to earn. Again, this soft girl summer is about being, not doing. It's celebrating this joy, this pleasure, this slowness, and actually treating it as sacred. Maybe we make it a sacred soft girl summer, perhaps. And then again, take in that big drink of breath and let it feel like this lightness, this spaciousness flooding in. And perhaps this next breath out feels like a release of the tension we didn't realize we were holding, a release of that hesitation, that stagnancy, that uncertainty. And you can take as many breaths as you need here and let that release find you. Again, this release isn't something we need to strive or work towards or chase. Let this release find you. Know that you are allowed to shine, you are allowed to soften, you are allowed to want more joy, more rest, more love. But most importantly, you are allowed to just be. Just as you are. And perhaps as these words have landed and floated into your ears, with that, again, just trust that the words you are meant to hear will land in your ears right now. Anything that you weren't meant to hear will have just floated by, and that's okay. And maybe this vision of the next 6 months gradually becomes that little bit clearer. A few more ideas landing, maybe things you'd like to again see, do, witness, achieve, the challenges that you are yet to move through, the surprises that are yet to surprise you. And in the same way you move through the initial 6 months of the year is the same way in which you're going to move through the next 6 months of the year, with that softness, with that steadiness, with that grace. And let each breath be an invitation just to nurture, just to nourish those seeds you are planting, those seeds of intention. And over time, they will germinate, they will root, they will rise, they will blossom, they will bloom, they will turn towards the sun just as you do right now. Trust in the natural unfolding of all things. Trust in this quiet becoming of you. And so with that, perhaps again, just placing the hands to the body, perhaps one hand to heart, one hand to belly, up to you. Just again, feel your body here in this space, wherever you happen to be. And feel the warmth of your own skin, the fullness of your own body, the softness here. And let that softness lead the way into your soft girl summer, your sacred soft girl summer, and whatever the rest of the year might bring you. And let's now take the deepest breath you could possibly take here now. Go ahead, drink it in. Sigh it out. And perhaps this episode was that sigh out that you needed, was that reminder that you needed, was the reassurance that you needed, and I hope that's the case. So let's celebrate this sacred soft girl summer, shall we? Let's see where it takes us. But after all, wherever it takes you is entirely up to you. Beautiful. I hope that served in some way. Even myself kind of speaking these words right now, I feel like my body again has rooted more firmly into this moment. I feel my sit bones into the earth. You know, appreciating my space, the plants I have around me. Even in some ways appreciating this pile of laundry that still needs to be put away. And actually it helps me appreciate the space in which I have, this safe space that I have created for myself. And I hope you feel that too, the safe space that you create within yourself. Again, that inner realm that's only you get to experience. Beautiful. Wow, that was something, wasn't it? So just letting those words kind of continue to trickle in. Again, nothing needs to land in this moment, and you don't need to action anything from here on in. You don't have to finish this episode and suddenly launch yourself into the next idea again. That's not what it's about. Soft girls. The only thing we are chasing nowadays are the sunsets and the sunrises. Nothing more, nothing less. So again, turn your face to the sun. Bask in that golden glow. Let's see where it takes us. I'm going to wrap this episode up now. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep on talking. But I hope that landed for you today. And whatever you do from here on in, do it softly, do it steadily, do it graciously. Do it for you. All right, loves. Have a gorgeous rest of your Wellness Wednesday. And I'll see you next week in the next episode. Mwah.